This video was created by VinylicPuma of VinylicPumaGaming.
What's up, guys? So unlike the two previous videos I've done on weapons so far, this video will contain some potential quest spoilers. Now, some of these spoilers pertain to some side quests involving Sierra Petrovita. So if you are trying to avoid some spoilers, go play through the DLC first and then come back. Or what you can do is you can continue watching, as I will let you know when I get into the spoiler section. But overall, you have been warned. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the video. Now, so based on what I've been able to tell so far, we've had a couple guns and weapons that got added with Nuka World that are essentially improvements of existing weapons that we had previously. Now, while the handmade rifle is a totally different weapon from the standard assault rifle, we can pretty much say that the handmade rifle is essentially a much better and more customizable version of the Vanilla Games assault rifle. Then, of course, we have the Western Revolver, which is essentially a more powerful reskin of the 44 pistol from the vanilla game. And it also turns out that the Fat Man launcher also got a similar treatment with the Nuka Nuke Launcher. As far as the stats go, the stock Fat Man and Nuka Nuke Launcher are identical when it comes to the magazine size, the fire rate, range, and accuracy. However, between the two, the Nuka Nuke Launcher weighs more than the Fat Man and also has higher base damage along with higher resale value. Something that's also interesting is that the Nuka Nukes weigh and are worth the exact same as regular mini nukes, despite some of the materials that are required in crafting them, which we will go over later on in this video. That said, both are way too heavy for their own good at 12 pounds and are only worth 100 caps if you decide to buy them. Now, of course, buying them from vendors is a pain in the butt as there's ridiculous markup. However, I would recommend if you want a mini nuke, you gotta go find it out in the wild. Now, if you're concerned about ammo efficiency, which I would say that you should be if you're playing in survival difficulty, there's not really a massive difference between the mini nuke or the Nuka Nuke. Both weigh 12 pounds, and the stock Fat Man deals 468 damage, while the stock Nuka Nuke Launcher deals 693 damage. While that's 225 more damage and is really nice in normal to very hard mode, the introduction of the 12 pounds per nuke makes it much less viable in survival mode. For each pound of mini nuke ammo, you're dealing 39 damage, and for Nuka Nuke ammo, you are dealing 58 damage per pound. Now, keep in mind, most decent guns in Fallout 4 have about 600 damage per pound for their ammo on the low end. So having something in the double digits is just terrible in my opinion. But really, of course, obviously, the ammo efficiency here is pathetic. But then again, if you're playing survival, you're either probably using a sniper build or a Gatling laser anyway, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. One thing I will say that's nice about the Nuka Nuke Launcher is that it is essentially a weapon customization as opposed to being an entirely separate weapon, sort of like the Western Revolver is or the handmade rifle is. So what you can essentially do is you can swap out the weapon customization here and you can put it onto something like the Big Boy Launcher to make the Big Boy Launcher even that much more powerful. So now you're essentially getting two Nuka Nukes for the cost of one nuke, and I'd say that's a pretty good deal, and it's also going to improve your ammo efficiency a little bit if you're playing in survival mode. Really, you can do this with any Fat Man launcher that has a legendary weapon effect. So if you found like a never-ending Fat Man out in the wild, you could put the Nuka Nuke Launcher customization on that Fat Man, and then suddenly you can just shoot nukes for days. Alright guys, here comes the spoiler part of this video. I'm going to put a tag in the upper right portion of the screen, so I'll remove that when I'm done with talking about spoilers, so I guess you can mute the video from this point. So to get the Nuka Nuke Launcher, you need to meet Sierra Petrovita and start a quest called the Cappy in a Haystack side quest, where you get these goggles that she gives you to find these hidden cappies. Now, It is a pain and it takes a while, but once you find all 10, you return to her and you open Bradberton's office. And then, of course, after exploring the office for a little while, you eventually find an unfinished vault with what appears to be Bradberton's head frozen in cryo. Now, from this point, he requests that you kill him. Now, if you don't kill him and do what Sierra says, she gives you the Nuka-Cola jumpsuit, which is lame. But if you do kill him, you get the Nuka Nuke Launcher, the Nuka-Cola formula that you can ultimately give to Sierra and make her happy again. And you also get the schematics, which allow you to build more of your own Nuka Nukes. Building Nuka Nukes is how you obtain more ammo and requires 1 mini nuke and 1 Nuka-Cola Quantum to craft. Don't worry about the Quantum though, it's relatively common in the Nuka World DLC, just don't overuse it in case you do actually run out. If you go to the Nuka-Cola bottling plant, Nuka-Cola Quantum is like virtually everywhere. Otherwise, guys, there's not really a whole lot to say about the Nuka Nuke Launcher. It's pretty self-explanatory, and I think I can definitely recommend it to you guys, especially if you're not playing on survival mode and you have plenty of Nuka-Cola Quantum that's just laying around that you're not using. I also find that I prefer using the Nuka Nuke Launcher because its explosion isn't quite as blinding as the regular Fat Man's. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like the red explosion and then like the black. You can almost like black out and it's really disorienting. So far after using the Nuka Nuke Launcher, I haven't really experienced that at all. But alright guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up this particular video. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, and as always, take care and I'll see y'all next time.